What is happiness for you? My moment was when I paid back all, those I had hurt and wronged. It was the most important moment of my life, and from then on, everyone, including myself, loved me with every step I made. Fate didn't demand punishment ever again, because I corrected my behavior. Our life. It used to be. We forgot the simple things, but the important ones. There is a formula for love. The beauty will save the world. Our life is a game.
From all the viewers at home, is there one at least, who would say no today if an opportunity knocked on his door and said, "Your fortune has sent you a delivery, and it contains..." Yes! Happiness! Yes! Wealth? Yes! Who delivered it, you ask? It doesn't matter. Would you take it? Yes or no? Yes! Yes! Keep it, but be aware. In fortune sack, you carry only what you are worth.
What a great evening.
And we're back. And I would like to say, hello country! Welcome to the program that has brought all of us together in front of the TV. This show is screened nationwide. It is played by all and won by all. Thanks to the game, we can proudly also use the word no. I will never be unhappy again. I will not fear. I will wake up every morning believing that I'll become a millionaire by nightfall. And by the end of today's show, we will discover how many of us have become millionaires. See you after the break.
We don't have noise, traffic jams, garbage. We only have fresh air. The freshest air on the entire planet. Breathe our air. Gosh. Kibbutz, gosh, Israel. And now. It is free for all the good people.
Hello, wow, he looks... Is he healthy? All we eat are these hamburgers, and look at us. Hello. Ah. Oh, the hamburgers? Now we only eat these diet pills.
Do you really want to be happy? there is no doubt you'll be a regular customer forever. What nonsense. There are 193 millionaires, one from every nation. But it was never my good fortune to hear. And you'll be our next millionaire if you answer this question. This is ad for hamburgers, not slimming pills. Yes or no? And we're back again. Now let us all say yes. There are no unhappy faces on our show. We are all happy because the entire country is about to play the game, which is designed for all the good people. Why was I shy before, you ask? You are right. There is no reason for me to be shy. We should all be proud. Our game has broke the thin glass, standing between the TV and you, the audience. We also broke the barrier between the rich and the poor, and now we all have the chance to become millionaires. Our program records and presents life's real mysteries. Each of us can be captured by the show's cameras when he or she leaves their homes. Later tonight, all of us will get the chance to view these recordings and to unravel the clues like real detectives to discover what happens next. It shall be done by analyzing the people's characteristics such as sex, age, what they wear, mood, or even emotional state. Each of them plays a role of hero, and they will become our superstars. These people are all of us.
It's very nice.
Anyone who sent an SMS, anyone who simply answered yes or no at the end of each clip while sitting at home and watching his TV can become millionaire. But most importantly, our last reality show is giving away a free entry to Miracle itself, to every resident in our country. Yes, we are providing you with an additional human right, the right to become rich and famous in a single day. One day, our game will turn us all into better people. Meanwhile, we are very different. But those of us who receive this opportunity and are able to stand in front of the whole country in our studio today will need to determine the nature of heroes in these 16 recordings to become a multi-millionaire.
A miracle!
The main prize today is 55 million euros, the biggest it has ever been. Please welcome the man who was chosen by our lottery draw to come to our studio today.
I didn't even notice you at first, sitting in the player's chair.
You know, with the presenter, all those cameras, the audience in the studio and the viewers at home, it rushed at me together and I got lost and confused.
In the previous show, the prize stood at 54 million. The streets of our cities and towns were empty, and the whole country stared at their TV screen. We had a record viewing with unprecedented revenue from the commercials. And today, every channel in every country dreams of producing its own last reality show. Our channel was the first of its kind and the first one in history that promised to increase the national prize by 1 million euros every game. Only in the case that our revenues from the commercials will exceed 1 million just by 1 cent. And today we are anticipating a new record. Yes, for a long time nobody won the main prize, which now stands at 55 million euros. But the previous contestant did not succeed in answering all 16 questions, even though his entire city cheered for him. If he would have won, then a resident from the same city would have been sitting in your place, battling for the prize of just 1 million euros. But the prize grew, and fortune wheel has turned and pointed to a new city. It could have been anywhere, any street, any house, and any flat number. But it was yours, your address, your street, your flat. No matter what, even if the doorbell was broken, we would have knocked. No matter who would have opened the door, you could have been a good or a bad person, the owner of the flat or a guest or even a plumber. You could have been old, young, rich, poor, man or a woman. We still would have taken you back to the studio in the same clothes as you were when you opened for us the winning door.
3 of your neighbors came along with you.
And in case you make the slightest mistake, they will replace you in the player's chair for the duration of the current game. When that happens, fortune's wheel will spin again, and it will show us a new city from which player will be chosen for the next game. But as long as you continue to win, your entire city supports you. You are their hope, you are their fate. We are certain that when the games meet you again, in a day or even a year from now, you will tell us gladly about your good fortune as a millionaire. Yes, any of us can sit in this chair and play the game. Reality shows will never again belong only to the strong, the smart, the young, the pretty or the rich. Never again shall we only stare at the
Fishes in reality's aquarium, eating each other between golden palm trees and swimming pool leisure, where the last fish alive will be the millionaire.
Today, we aren't only watching the show, we live it. Our real lives have become our last reality show. We all were nervous since the last show. Who would be the next contestant? Newspaper articles, blogs, social networks buzzed and flickered awaiting for lottery results. Everyone around the country couldn't eat nor drink. Both customers and manufacturers were worried. Who will sit in this place? Maybe me, maybe you, maybe you, maybe you. Have you lost weight?
I just wasn't ready then. The studio, the presenter.
Why are you complaining? You just won 55 million. How?
It's a shame I didn't tell the whole country.
What are you talking about?
You know what? Before we discovered this game, our life used to be like a bad reality show where each of us hated their next move. Every day somebody else's wealth piled up while we stood aside, knowing that it doesn't belong only to them. Their wealthy world was created by many of us as well. It also belongs to me, to my parents, children. So how come our awards weren't accumulated in millions, but rather as an average salary at the very best? Or a sorry and goodbye fellow at the very worst? Why was my life not only a race after money and success, but a struggle against prices and taxes? Why every lottery ticket that I bought said, "This isn't for you, go to work." There was no hope. We became wicked people and stopped loving each other. Even the rich were unhappy. They were also surrounded by wickedness themselves. And now, all of us have hope. And for some of us, it already happened. Look, today we have become a world full of warmth, with glowing and bright cities. There are no rich or poor. All of us are good, rich, and shine equally, with a new light being born every second. Now we live without fear. Back then, in the studio, you all... But I won. I won because I understood one thing, that the answer to question number 16 is my destiny's calling. The time will come when you will also hear it, but first let your own fortune determine. In which direction did your last 15 steps take you? In a good direction? In a bad one? That is the real question you just have to answer. What is the meaning of life for you? For example, if life in your country is like LA Championship, where cities rival each other like teams, would a city be happy to destroy another? Or would it rather be like the sea, moving together where the victory of any citizen is yours as well? You see, in this manner the way to your happiness is shorter. Today it was his or her victory. Tomorrow I truly believe that we all are beautiful, no matter who came in first today. Life is a long journey to an overall victory for everyone at the end. 55 million euros is the big prize. But to be clear, the super prize isn't the money. It is the beauty and the happiness we have all gained along the way. People shouldn't fight for such a prize. They should wish it for each other. And then it was time for the 16th question. And it was my judgment time. All the country was about to witness my fate. Whether I liked my world or not, I was about to leave it forever, hopefully by taking flight, not falling into despair. I made my choice and answered fate's calling, and won.
But when he asked you if you had lost weight, I feared for the worst.
Yes, it was a blow. I didn't even notice the strike, though I did feel it. But then I suddenly forgot everything. Who am I? Where am I from? Life turned into a nightmare. I couldn't see anything. The presenter all of a sudden appeared before me and said,
Yes or no? 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 Will the lady take a plastic bag out of her pocket? Yes or no? Will this woman cross the road when the light is still red? Yes or no? The bill is 49 euros. The man is paying with a 100 euro note. What did you say? That gentleman will give the rest of the tip? Dear friend, it is the 9th question, not the 16th. So, if the gentleman takes 50 euro note, my question is, will he add an additional tip to the 1 euro left? Yes or no? Would this fellow sit on the bench where somebody left a burning cigarette butt? Yes or no?
I just answered something one after the other and slowly felt less nervous about where I am. But then I heard,
and we're back. Let me remind you what just happened. Our contestant has answered 14 out of 16 questions. and won 125,000 euros. Now, here's the question number 15. An elderly woman is carrying bread and milk towards the counter, counting all the coins that she has. The cashier asked her if she wanted to donate 1 euro. The old woman answered, yes or no.
To be honest, I forgot all about you. I just sent the 15th SMS and realized that my first million awaits. The only things in my way were you and the man in question, number 16. And you actually seem to be the easiest of the riddles to solve.
But then it began.
Right answer! Refused to take 500,055 million. Question number 16.
All of a sudden, the lights went out.
According to the rules of our game, the player will listen to the 16th question in total darkness.
The first blow was still fresh in my mind. Fear became a part of me again, and I knew that another strike was on its way.
A man sits on the shores of the Sea of Galilee. He slowly enters the water and calls for thousands of wild fish, expecting to have a fish spot treatment. And final question is, will he receive the treatment? Yes or no?
I sat in the total darkness and was afraid to answer, but then the presenter struck me out, reminding me I still had 3 prompts left.
You know, everyone was shocked when you refused to receive the country's SMS prompt and the opportunity to call to a friend. I waited for that call so much.
Thank you. I know. But what would have been your advice?
Yes. No.
Before the game started, I told myself that the decisions I make are my own. And then, when I saw the presenter signing, I understood that there aren't 3 options, but only 2, separated by an abyss. No additional prompt would have helped me, and the distance was too far to jump. I was attacked by fear, and I was lost.
Lost? You won 55 million euros that day. I was the one that lost. For the first time, I was so close to winning $1 million. The entire country lost together with me. The third prompt, the prolongation of the clip for 3 golden seconds, distracted me and everyone else. It was the first time in the game's history that nobody answered the super question by SMS correctly, and no one got a cent. Only one answered the 16th question, and today the whole world knows his name. It's yours. I can hear the presenter's voice even now.
Our player is thinking how to answer what is probably the most important question of his life. But for us, and the entire country, it's time for Super Question!
I heard nothing. I was swept away by fear and swam in the water close to that man. I never saw the third prompt. I was certain that all the water around the man was gone, and he continued to swim in my fear, and I felt I was lost.
Nevertheless, you won. But how?
The announcer rescued me by signing 3. Last time, the sign killed me, but now it rescued me.
What 3?
To recount what happened today, our main contestant correctly answered 15 out of 16 questions. The only one who has ever analyzed perfectly the nature of the 15 people in videos. But can we analyze him? Well, now it is time for Super Question, directed at the audience in the studio and at home. What will be his answer for the 16th question? Yes or no? You only have 30 seconds to give the right answer, which only costs €1 for SMS. Now the clock is ticking.
While the seconds ticked away for all of you, I felt my time was already over.
So, how did you win?
That reminds me, anyone who answered correctly all 16 questions and the super question shall receive €1 million! You answered incorrectly? If the super question was correct and you at least tried with all the 16 others, no matter if you answered correctly or incorrectly to the question, you will be entered into a draw and will win €1 million! And for the final perk, if you correctly answered only 7 to 15 questions correctly, you will receive a secondary prize. But if the super question was correct, you won't just double but triple your prize.
3! How was I able to forget? The sign of 3 sent me away to nature, away from the walls of my own world. I felt free. There was no reason to fear because I was not alone. The powers of light, air, water and earth would help me. But if there was a chance that they punished me, it would have shown me a way to become a better man, so that next time my 15 steps would lead me towards a future of glory, so that then I'll surely pass my next 16 questions.
So, what did the sign of 3 remind you of?
An ad.
I hate ads. What are you talking about?
I remembered a commercial and I said to myself, this memory is within me, therefore fear cannot kill everything. So then I ask my fear, do you think you can kill everything? If so, kill yourself. And that is how my fear disappeared. I was saved by my favorite ad.
Huh? What ad?
Do you remember the moment everyone understood that there aren't any other worlds but our own, and this one must be saved? The rich had caused such a heavy economical crisis that in order to save our economy, the common people were the first to remind everybody that there exists an end to every crisis. They initiated a worldwide competition for amateur advertisements on the internet. Thanks to that initiative, we saw big corporate companies work together for a single cause. Bentleys, Mercedes, Wrigley's, Levi's, Swiss Belgian chocolate, and many others. They were suddenly seen in a different light from what they presented in their original ads.
Yes, I can still remember someone's clip, calling tourists to visit his country. The man was so inspiring. Don't believe them if they tell you bad things about us. Come, see for yourself. We love the same things as you. There is beauty all around us. Planet Earth is a big place. If you find us, you will definitely enjoy your stay here. The entire country feels like my own private backyard, even though little has been done till now. But from what has been done, it has been done by myself as well. Don't kill my happiness here, even if it wasn't your intention. I pray that if you don't forget that all the things that are dear to me have been planted in this land, and we'll be proud to see them flourish when you return to us again and again. By the way, that was the first time we saw the promo for our last reality show. This promo was produced right here. You always wanted to visit this place.
Yes, I did. But I was rescued by another ad Remember? Remember?
As you take a step, remember that the previous existing footprints are probably yours as well. And your life will never look so...
Remember? Well, the game. It's a pity that only in the more democratic and developed countries it is permitted to screen all their citizens and their homes on TV, providing an equal opportunity for everyone to be chosen. You know, all the finalists were waiting for this miracle, both who had reached the goal and those who hadn't. Was their fortune blind? What about me? But once, after this ad, I understood that my question would only be answered when I reached question number 16. Then I would accept the answer with ease. I would become more careful with each step that I take from there on in my life. That's when the fear of punishment would disappear. But then during the game I understood that my fear was unworthy of myself, and then I saw only victory instead.
Was she a nice girl?
I saw the way with only 3 steps.
Well, come on.
Why didn't I tell it to the country after I won? Maybe I was tired. It's not every day you win 55 million euros. Maybe the reporters and cameras frightened me once again, but you know, you and I were always together during times of success and times of failure. My dear and only friend, that is why I would like only you to know these 3 steps for winning the game. This is the formula for success.
I appreciate it. Please tell me, what is the first step?
The Far East has for a long time known things that are not understood by the West. All of us suffer from difficulties which cause us much pain. But all we have to do is simple, not to try too hard. First of all, relax. And the most important thing is to breathe. Take a deep, deep breath. And don't breathe out. Let all the fear gather in your mouth. Now take slow and quiet breaths. That's it. This is how you breathe when you are happy.
Yeah, I understand. What is the second step?
If your knees are still shaking, be aware. Evil doesn't surround us. But it is actually deep inside each and every one of us. It brings you pain. But the pain isn't the same all around. Just find a place in the world where even if you are guilty, people will forgive you. A place where you are loved and you can love in return. This is a place of your happiness. See how wonderful the world is around you, and you are part of it. You could be happy everywhere. Smile to the world. I welcome you, world that comes to life, and just keep breathing calmly.
Is that all?
No, and the third and most important one of all. It's very simple. In order to enable fate to judge your last 15 steps and to fill your lips with its answer,
come on.
Just open your mouth. And all of us will be glad you had just won the game. Our life is the game, our last reality show. This wonder from the Holy Land.
Yes!
Backstage after the game, the guys from the camera crew told me that people from production demanded initially to replace question number 16 with another question. The truth is that a fisherman came to fish near the fish spa. He asked to fish around the man and his fish, and the question could have been, what would be the answer of the man to the fisherman? Yes or no? But later on everyone agreed that the answer was too obvious.
I see. We are all rushed and weak, by a non-existing fear of getting lost on all around Earth. But it is so simple, actually. Everybody can create their own miracle and win. They just need to climb down from their evil throne. Whether you have money or not, being afraid or in pain, it isn't an excuse for our behavior in life. Just remember, every step is either a crime or a miracle. We are not led by fate. We all build our destiny by ourselves with magic bricks. Our steps in life, and the strong people amongst us will lose if they behave badly, and the weak people will win because of their correct steps they took. Everyone needs to judge their own paths by themselves, all before fate, so that today our new steps could replace our sad lives that were hopeless, fearful, and loveless, with a new and happy one. Now, we all gain love from what we do. Hope we got from the game, and our fear, the fear to be punished in time, is easily lost by ourselves. As we all make mistakes, we punish ourselves every time, since we think that our life is like that of a star. Every star that is born, that falls, explodes. Instead, we all could rise in flight across this wonderful and infinite world. We could get awarded for the good 16th wing strokes. The reward will be the 16th correct answer given to us by our world. This miracle in which we will live forever. It was a silly mistake to see our world as one that is divided between living and lifeless elements. It was even sillier to consider that man is above all that. We should bow down to the ground. Do yourself a favor. Take this action for an undivided world. If your step is a good one, you'll never be rewarded with a bad back. Do not fear pain. If you are in pain, it means you deserve it. The pain is what you have brought to others, and it will always come back as your own. You could easily avoid it. Aquarium. Now I understand why the words in the name of the show are and last. The page of our last reality show on Facebook contains the question: has our game made you personally a happier person? Yes or no? It's my turn to write down my answer.
Yes or no?